Hey everyone, it's Joy here for Honeybee Stamps. For today's video, I made a bunch of tags using different techniques with the Tag Builder die and the Tag Your It Holiday Stamp and Coordinating die. Now here are the dies, here are the three sizes of tags that I use, but you can see that there's just tons of different sizes of tags. I did the largest, the second largest, and then I did another smaller tag. And I'm going to add the smaller tag to a couple of the big ones as almost an accent. So like I said, I did some multiple techniques. I did some stenciling, some die cutting, Copic coloring, stamping. So here is the first technique that I'm going to be doing. This is the Pierced Fancy Flakes A2 cover plate die, and this is just the pierced one. So I'm going to take the largest tag out of white cardstock and then the second largest tag, and I'm going to tape this to this panel. Now this doesn't cut anything out, it just adds piercing detail. So it's going to add the beautiful piercing snowflakes to these tags, and I have to say it came out so beautiful and it's so stunning, and you could just make all of your tags this way and it would be absolutely gorgeous. But I'm going to be doing some ink blending on this, so I'm just going to remove those from that die. Again, this is the Pierced Fancy Flakes A2 cover plate, and there's all the piercings of that snowflake. So I'm coming in with Salvaged Patina, Shaded Lilac, and Spun Sugar, and I'm going to do some ink blending on both of these tags. I'm starting with the Spun Sugar in the center of those two larger snowflakes. Then I'm going to come in with the Shaded Lilac and kind of go around the edge there, and then bring in the Salvaged Patina. This is going to blend nicely all together, and then you've got this really beautiful, to me it kind of feels very wintry, almost kind of frosty on this background. I'm going to do that for both of these cards. I'm using Honeybee Stamps blender brushes. These are the Distress Oxide inks, and I'm going to get a nice good blend, and then I'm going to move on to the smaller tag. And that tag I'm not going to blend the exact same way. Those on that larger tag, I kind of highlighted the snowflakes. This one I'm just adding color in and around, so you can do it any way that you would like to ink blend. But they turned out really, really pretty, and you can really see the piercing of the snowflakes on these background tags. Okay, so for this next one, I'm going to be using the Crystal Kaleidoscope stencil, and I'm using Peacock ink or Peacock feathers and Salvaged Patina, and I'm going to do that for a large, the medium, and the small tag. Now I stenciled each one of these tags in just a different way, solid about 3/4 of the way down, and then this tiny one just from the bottom up, leaving some white space. Now in my Misty, I have a piece of Neenah Classic Crest Solar White cardstock, and I'm stamping some images from the Snow Family Like Ours stamp set. It's got cute snowmen and this really fun Christmas tree. And so I'm going to use these images for my next two sets of Christmas tags. Obviously, I'm coming in with some green. I'm starting with the darkest green at the tops of each layer of tree. Then I've got a medium color and then a light color. And I just go back and forth until I get a really nice, good blend. Then I'm going to color that little stump, obviously some brown Copic markers. Then I'm going to come in and color these super cute snowmen. I like to use like a BG10, a BG11 to add color to snow or snowman. I like that blue color, but you can definitely use a gray Copic marker. And I just do a little bit of light coloring. I don't color in the whole image. And then I come in with my blender pen and really blend a lot of that color away. So it's just left with a hint on the snowman. I'm coming in with some C markers for the hat to give a black hat. Obviously some red for the scarf here and for the berries on his holly berry on his hat. Then the other little snowman's going to have a cute little red hat and a green scarf. I kept these colors pretty simple, very traditional Christmas, but these little snowman images are so super cute. I'm going to color the little carrot nose orange, and of course their buttons black. I'm using darker gray markers for the black instead of just a black marker. Then I'm going to use the coordinating dies. I'm going to use some low-tack tape to tape that in place and run that through my die cut machine to get all of my super cute images cut. Now on these ink blended tags, this is the one that has the pierced Fancy Flakes cover plate die. I'm coming in with some Versamark ink and some snowflakes. There's snowflakes on the Tag Your It holiday stamp set, and there's some snowflakes on the Snow Family like ours. And I'm going to stamp those in the some larger ones in the centers of the pierced snowflakes on these tags. Then I'm going to take the smaller ones and stamp those in and around the other snowflakes. I'm coming in with some white embossing powder, and I'm just going to sprinkle that on and then heat this until it is nice and melted with my heat tool. And it's going to highlight those pierced snowflakes. Now on this little tiny tag, I'm going to come in with the largest snowflake from the Tag Your It holiday stamp set. And I'm going to do some gold embossing on this little tag. And this is actually going to just be a little accent tag. Now for the sentiment on this large tag, it says, "'Tis the season to be jolly," and this is from the Tag Your It holiday stamp set. I'm also going to stamp the To and From in black ink. On this tag, I am stamping Fa la 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 and some cute little snowflakes. It's like a snowflake border, and that's from the Tag Your It holidays, and I did that in gold embossing powder. For these sentiments, this is gold embossing powder as well. These are all from the Tag Your It holiday stamp set, and that largest one says Merry and Bright, and then the other smaller one says Holiday Cheer. And I stamped these, you know, some of them sideways, some of them straight up and down, and they're so super cute. I decided that this jolly needed to be colored in, so I'm just coming in with my medium and dark red Copic marker that I used to color some of these other images, and I'm just going to color that in, color right over the ink blending, and you can still see some of the stencil behind it, but I actually liked that look. I'm going to adhere this cute Christmas tree to my large tag. I just die cut the star. I did not stamp it. I just die cut it. And I'm going to come in with some Nouveau crystal drops in White Blizzard to add some glitter to that. Then I've got the red, I've got the Nouveau crystal drops in Autumn Red and Pale Gold to decorate the tree. Now, sorry about I didn't get the whole image or the whole video of stamping those little snowflakes, but the same snowflakes that I used, I stamped in Salvaged Patina on this background. This is one of the large tags, and I just stamped those all the way or all over that whole tag, and then came in with the sentiment. The sentiment says Merry Christmas with black ink. Then for the smaller tag, this one's going to say Santa, and I love the script on this. I think it's so, so pretty, and I'm going to do that with some red ink. Then I will adhere that tiny little snowman to the bottom of that tag, but first I want to add a little bit of Salvaged Patina around the edges of it to give it a little bit of a frosty look. So once I have that adhered, I'm going to come in on my next smaller tag and add a bunch of trees. There's two sizes of these solid trees on the Tag Your It holiday stamp set, and I'm using 3 colors of Distress Oxide ink. I'm using Pine Needles, Evergreen Bough, and Rustic Wilderness, and I'm just going to alternate these, going from the lightest green to the darkest green. And right now I'm just using that largest tree from the stamp set. Then the final one, I'm going to come in with the smallest tree and finish off the bottom part of this tag. I actually really love how this tag turned out. Then I'm going to come in and use some gold embossing for the sentiment. So here is that tiny tag, and I believe this is the Pine Needles. I think this is the Pine Needles ink, excuse me, that I'm using. I made sure that was dry. I actually took my heat tool to it before I prepped it with a powder tool, and then I sprinkled on the gold embossing powder on that Versamark ink and then heated it with my heat tool. For the next sentiment, I stamped the No Peeking, and I am going to use the coordinating die on this one because I haven't used any of the dies yet. I stamped that in red ink, and I used the coordinating die to die cut that out. Then on this small tag, I'm going to stamp the Ho 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 in red ink. I just think that is so cute. And now I'm going to adhere the No Peeking to that large Christmas tree right in the center with some liquid glue. Now I have a bunch of this baker's twine. I have like a kind of a tan and gold. I have a red and white and a green and white, and I also have some green and gold bells, and I'm just going to add those to all of my tags. I'm not going to show all of that, but I'm just going to add some bells to some of them, some of those little smaller tags as little accent pieces. And I will be doing that for all of my tags, of course. And here they are all completely finished. I've got the 2 Christmas tree tags, which I think are so super cute. These beautiful ink blended die cut pierced snowflakes are just gorgeous. And I think anyone would love these on their presents. This beautiful stenciled background. And then finally, the cute little snowman that says Merry Christmas and ho ho ho. I just think these are so super darling. I hope you guys enjoyed these tags and this project, and I will see you guys soon. Bye!